Good morning, everybody. Oh, wait, maybe I stole that line from someone else. If you guys watch EMC Productions, I'm sure you're well aware of that saying. He's good morning. Love that guy. Just wanted to come out and say good morning and create a little video. Just doing some warming up before my lessons and realizing my pad is way too high, but I sit next to the fire and wanted to just say good morning, create a quick little video here. And so lucky with you in mind again. Thanks for sending me that video. Super cool, and I can't believe just in 1.5 weeks that your hands are already looking that good. You're experimenting with different heights and velocities and rudiments. Really great job, man. So the only thing that I was kind of saying and noticing is that with the left hand, it was a little bit tight in the front. I could see a little bit too much pressure in the front on left. Left hand looked good, nice and loose. You know, I'm remembering having that little space in there. So see, with my left hand is remaining with that space open in there, and when you're playing your doubles, I could see that it was more of a fulcrum and playing the front of the stick more. So even if your hands are like this, you're still actually playing the front of the stick, because all of the weight and pinch you're putting is you're using the weight of the front of the stick rather than controlling it with the fingers in the back so much. And that just takes time, buddy. It's, you know, it's nothing that you're gonna get overnight kind of thing. And it's always our non-dominant hand that usually creates that issue. So it's no slight against you. It's nothing like that. It's something we all go through as drummers. So me included, me especially included. So I just wanted to, you know, give you encouragement and thank you for sending that video. Really great, and so excited that you're so stoked about it, taking it so seriously. That's awesome. And you know, as an instructor or educator, that means the world to teachers. You know, when their students take it seriously, or you know, you're able to help someone on their journey and path, then it makes it, you know, even just reinforces the reward kind of thing for you. So thank you for that. So getting back to the doubles, so what you were playing was close stroke 30 seconds, so like your buzz roll, and the way it was, so if I take my front fingers away, so see how I'm doing those rolls, that's kind of a little bit of what you were doing, but you were still having your back 3 fingers back there, but you were still using mostly all fulcrum to do that. And so if you don't have that looseness and you're holding really tight and all in the front, and your hands are tight in all fulcrum, and you're not using the back fingers, so see how now, and I know I'm kind of, the fire's in the way, but trying to stay warm, and it also makes for kind of a cool shot. So but see how my hands, I'm staying nice and loose, and then even when I go to a buzz roll, see, I still have that nice loose space in the front of my hand. So I'm supporting the stick with all my fingers, and my fulcrum point is really, my thumb is kind of in between these 2 fingers rather than pinching all hard in the front. Because if, like I was saying, if you use all fulcrum and you train your muscle memory that way, then the way you practice is the way you're gonna play, right? So it's just working with the left hand. But you were really doing some great buzz rolls and sounding nice and even and coming, you know, right, left, right, left, right, left, and trying to, you know, get that nice evenness of strokes. Really great job with that. The only thing I could suggest is taking it a little bit slower. I know it's like you just want to play faster. I want to play, you know, I want to get to playing the instrument and playing chops and that kind of stuff. And that's great. And you know, people get into drumming for different reasons and those things. But the step process and the methodical process is highly, highly important. Because practicing with that slow, relaxed, nice technique is going to bring you fast, relaxed technique, okay? So, you know, if you practice your buzz where you're always just in the front and hard, and I'm trying to come down with a lot of force, and I'm using all front pinch, and my fingers are just they're there, but they're not really doing much of anything. They're just kind of, sitting in the back, then that's going to make them sound less even and choppier. But if you let the sticks, so see how the stick will literally do the work and the bounce for you. Like, I'm not doing and pushing the stick down and trying to control that twice. You can just literally let the stick bounce, bounce, pick up, bounce, bounce, pick up. And then you'll just get quicker and quicker at doing that. And then it's the bounce, pick up, that kind of a thing. So you want to approach it nice and slow and doing it that way. And with your left hand, I would suggest also doing the warm-up that I was saying of the double strokes, where you're doing 16th notes open strokes. So that'll bring you faster doubles too, of the 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So the open stroke doubles, and then going to your close stroke. So it's kind of like if you try to jump the gun a little bit and you just blast straight past the opens and the nice, slow and methodical, and training your muscle memory to then just trying to buzz roll, then you kind of skip some important steps of how you're training your fingers to respond and control the weight of the back of the stick. Because I know it really seems like most of all, the weight is in the front, and you're trying to control the front of the stick. And so that's a common misconception, and a lot of players do play great in playing front of the stick, but you will get more control, and you'll have better consistency and accuracy if you use all your fingers from the get-go. So even when I'm using closed stroke, I'm still just letting the sticks kind of bounce and pick up, and then when you're doing your rolls, then that's the alternating of the right, left, and you're remembering approaching it as 16ths. Same thing as you would do single strokes of 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Your double stroke should sound exactly like that. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. And then as fast as you can say the syllables and count them. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay, and so that still opens. And then once you get up to once you're getting up so fast, I'm still playing open here, I'm still playing open, then you have to kind of switch to a closed stroke. And see, even when I switch to a closed stroke, how I still have that space in my hand, and I'm not using all pinch in the front, and I don't have tension in my knuckles and my hand. I have a nice my fingers are just nice and loose, and it's really, you're holding the stick within your digit, the second digit. So not within the digit as in your second digit of your finger, but the first space, and then the knuckle digit. You think of it, the digit that way. So it also depends on if you hold the stick like this in your first digit, or if you hold it a little tighter and in your second digit. So you might want to experiment holding it with the first part of your digit and the knuckle part there, and then having more of this type of an approach, so that your fingers are what's controlling it. And so see, and that's what I was saying, the single strokes of doing that will lead to even better doubles, okay? Because it's just that up-down motion we're controlling, and then once you get faster and faster with the general stick control, and your fingers following the stick, and a really, really good thing you want to practice is for letting the stick, controlling the stick maximally, is to start here, come down, and let the stick bounce straight back up into your hand. So you're not doing a drop and then controlling the pickup with your wrist. You're letting the stick bounce right back up into your hand. So that will help you. So see how the sticks are just bouncing right back up, and that will help you control that rebound more. And that's that second finger stroke that we're going for too. So that's why it really is a methodical kind of process. And if you approach it nice and slow with your quarters, 8/16, 16ths, then use that with the same warm-up but with doubles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Remembering that one? So that's a great one that you can just always keep increasing your speed on. Keep increasing, keep increasing, keep increasing. And that will automatically just bring you better doubles overall because you're constantly practicing from slow to medium to fast, back slow, medium, fast, and your note values. And then eventually, you know, then we'll get up to our buzz rolls and our 5 strokes and all those things, because that's when you want to start using more closed stroke stuff, is for like ghosts, especially ghost notes in your left hand. And then also for our roll structure rudiments, like I mentioned in one other video, 5-stroke, 7-stroke, 9-stroke, those kind of things. So, you know, a 5-stroke, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's an open way of playing it. Or, so once you get it faster, like da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Or a 7-stroke, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then the accent changes to your left hand, or da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, so it's just kind of getting the motion of it down and learning how to control the motion of when you're timing your hands to come down, especially with 30 seconds, because you kind of have to do almost like a wait and, you know, like get your motion ready to go and right, left, and then you keep it going kind of thing, you know. If you just try to go straight into it with no height and no rebound and you're playing like this, you know, and I know I told you want to have a nice little V when you're practicing, and that's true, but you don't want to be controlling the V or that angle with trying to point the sticks down. You still want to be bringing them back with your fingers, and your fingers will always be following the stick. So no matter how far I bring it back, my fingers are always following the stick as it comes down. And that's what that letting the stick bounce back up in your hand exercises will do too. It will help you to train those fingers to follow the stick and bring it down. So great job with that, man. I'm blown away that within 1.5 weeks you're already playing a whole variety of different rudiments. So, and by no means is this, you know, like a criticism or I'm trying to pick on you or anything like that. I just enjoy making videos like this, and anything I can do that might help you along your way and with your journey. I enjoy having the pleasure of being able to do that, the opportunity to be able to do that. And I had to go through this, and I'm still going through it myself, buddy. So it's nothing like, oh, it's only you have this issue. No, every drummer has had this issue with their non-dominant hand, especially with their non-dominant hand as we all first start. So it's a normal part of the process. It really is. I'm just trying to emphasize the importance of really starting those other steps first, instead of just trying to blast straight into close stroke buzz rolls. Because if you don't develop that wrist and finger strokes of the opens first, because that's what's going to allow you to have really articulate and even doubles and be able to play faster, because your hands are just going to get stronger and stronger and faster with opens. Now when you're doing closed, it's much less effort, right? So it's like, oh, I want to play all my doubles closed, because it's not as much effort, and I don't have to do a wrist fingers, but that's what brings you the strength element of it, and a little bit more dexterity and speed with it, is the opens. And then when you switch to the close, your hands will then already be stronger and have a looser grip because of the methodical process you've gone through with quarters, eighths, sixteenths, and practicing your doubles in a slow manner to then get up to that buzz roll. Then your buzz rolls are going to be flying, man. You'll sound so great with your buzzes. So, all right, just a little good morning and a little thank you, and just a little response to the last question you had and the video you sent. Thanks for sending that to me. Like I said, hands look great, man. And anything, that's another little trick, is watching your hands is so important, and that's why they tell people to practice in a mirror. I don't know if you've heard that, but a lot of times people tell you to practice in a mirror, because when you're looking in the mirror, you can watch your hands and kind of see, oh, I have too much tension here, or I'm doing something wrong with one hand that I'm not doing with the other, and why does this have, a different dynamic than this does when they should be matching? So that's the benefit, of recording yourself and watching yourself back, in addition to then seeing, what your hands are doing. and your right hand looked great, looked really great, and your left hand didn't look bad at all. I was just saying that once you were doing the buzz rolls, I could see that you were kind of tensing up a little bit more in your left than you were your right, and you want to try to avoid that because the looseness is what's going to allow the stick to flex. And see, I'm controlling all the back of the stick. I'm not pointing down. I'm not, even if my stick's completely flat and I'm just laying it down, I'm still picking it all up with my fingers in the back. And then if you do buzzes, it's you still have that nice space in your hands, and then also experimenting with what digit you're holding it in, and then taking your front finger completely away. Because so this is kind of what I was asking too, is if you're able to take your front finger away, and even your thumb, I know it seems silly, but even take your thumb away, and if you can still do rolls with just those back 3 fingers holding on, then you know that you are using your back 3 fingers in the correct manner, and you're doing something right, okay? Now, if you can't maintain doubles, or, if you take that front finger away, still use your thumb, and have difficulty with it, then you know that maybe, I'm using too much fulcrum, or I am pinching all in the front, and I'm using the front of the sticks and the weight, and trying to do this rather than that, playing the back of the stick. Because this is where all the weight is. Not all the weight, but the majority of the weight, because you have thicker amounts and diameter of wood in the back, right? So I know it seems like when you're holding back here, obviously the stick's going to tip to the front because you're holding it this far back, right? But overall point being that the majority of the weight of the stick is within the back of the stick. So that's what you want to be controlling with your fingers at all times, no matter what strokes you're doing, and no matter what type of rudiments you're using, okay? All right, so this turned into another long good morning, and I got a lesson I have to do, but I thought maybe it'd be fun just to come out and say good morning and just warming up on the pad, and kind of just a little thing I noticed in a response video, and just say thank you again, and really nice job, man. Like I said, wow, for 1.5 weeks of just having a pad and sticks, you are off and running, my friend. You're doing really, really well. So I hope you stick with it. You have all the potential in the world. All the potential in the world. All right, buddy. Happy drumming, and happy drumming to everyone else out there. Have a great weekend, and thanks again so much for all your support and love. And have a great weekend, and God bless.